Good morning YouTube. So I'm just making a quick video of my cycle to work on my new electric bike. So let me quickly show you my new electric bike. Now as you can see, it's there. There's the battery, a beast of a battery, 42 volt, 1000 watt motor up here. And if I just show you this, if you stay there, if I flick this button right here, you will see it switches the light on. Not only does it switch the front light on, but it also switches the back light on. So right guys, we're going to take a ride to work on my new electric bike. So let's get on the chest harness and let's go. Now I've just got to put my gloves on. Would help if I switched on my electric bike. There we go. So now we're off. If I hold in this button for 2 seconds, you can see it's now switched on my dashboard. Now this electric bike has got 5 power modes. Now going to work, I stick on power setting 2, which takes me at 19 to 20 miles an hour. So basically I travel to work at about 20 miles per hour. When I go home, I might go faster. But as you can see, we're currently doing 20 miles an hour. Now I've got to admit, I actually like cycling to work like this. You know, a lot of people go, oh, but you get wet and all that. Guys, who cares? It's about being out in elements, isn't it? So yeah guys, this is the route I do every single morning. So guys, enjoy the video and I'll see you later. Also guys, forgot to mention, this bike has got cruise control. So if I hold this button in for 2 seconds, my dashboard goes to C and now we're in cruise control. So I'm going to cruise at 20 miles per hour until I either press the brakes, stop pedaling faster than 20 miles per hour, or you know, something else. But guys, I'm now in cruise control, so see you later. Right guys, I thought I was going to have to go back home then because I thought I forgot my lock, but I actually do have my lock, so everything's good. What's this car doing here? Okay, so he's at the traffic lights. So basically, yeah, I can confirm I do have my bike lock, so that is good news. For a minute I thought I did not have my bike lock, and I really did not want to have a 1,200 pound bike up against a bike rack with no lock on it. Okay guys, so here we go. Now we're coming up to a slight hill up here, and this is where, you know, an electric bike is awesome. Now if I go up to 3, we're getting up this hill faster, and we're putting no stress on the back gears. So what else can I tell you about this electric bike? Well, it's got the throttle on it, so if I can't be bothered it's pedaling, I'll simply press the throttle like I'm doing now. So as you can see, I'm using the throttle to go forward, or if I wanted, I could hold down this button for 2 seconds and then I would go into cruise control, which we're in cruise control now, or it's got pedal assist. Basically, this bike was built by another YouTuber, and I'll put the link to his channel in the description. And I'll tell you one thing guys, this guy knows exactly how to build electric bikes. It's a full moon. Don't know if you can see that in the video, but there is a full moon. I've been researching some kit which I hope to get for some Fox Recon videos in the future. I want a new tent. I want a bivvy tent. I think I want a hooped bivvy tent. So I've got my eyes on one or two. Some are used, some are brand new, but I think I'll buy one once I get my next paycheck. But here we go, we're coming up to another hill here. Now we're going to talk about electric bikes for a minute. I've currently got a rear hub motor on this bike, and let me just drop it down a sec, go into looser gear. But with a mid-drive bike, we forget that the motor is on the pedals, and that means when we're going fast, we're on a small cog on the back wheel. You know what I mean? That small cog. And the thing with mid-drives is that the small cog on the back wheel was not designed to go up hills. But with a mid-drive, you forget this, and you forget you're using that small, you know, cog at the back. So you'll hammer it up a hill on a mid-drive on a small cog. And what that does is it strips the metal from the small cog. And the next time you go up a hill, you start to skip. And that's one of the reasons what made me buy this electric bike with the rear hub motor. Because with the rear hub motor, you can basically go up hills fast without putting added pressure onto the back gears if you're on a small cog. I hope that makes sense to you. Ideally, I prefer to have the hub motor on the front wheel. Why? Well, the thing is, if you bend your back wheel and if you've got a hub motor on that, it's more expensive to replace the back wheel. But if the hub motor is on the front wheel and you come up to a bump, you can always lift your front wheel off the ground and, you know, escape the bump. So if you bend your back wheel, which of course would not have a motor, then it's easier, it's less expensive to replace the back wheel. We're now coming up to a place called Cheadle Shoom. So as you can see, we're still coasting along at 18-19 miles an hour. Again, I could go faster. This bike can go up to 30 miles per hour. And what I quickly realised is, let's just, right now we're going to go fast. You see that, guys? We went from 20 miles an hour and we shot up to 22 in order to escape the traffic lights. Now I can see there's a few people looking at me strange. That's because they're getting the bus to work. So as you can see, we've got the traffic lights ahead up here. I'm doing 18 miles an hour and they want me to come to a stop. So we're just going to coax down. With electric bikes, it's always smart, guys, to change down to a lower gear when you're at traffic lights. Don't be taking off at traffic lights in a higher gear, as it strips your cogs. So here we go, it's take off. Now we're going to go up a gear. But yeah, should you buy an electric bike? Yes, you should. If you're commuting to work and you want a cheap form of transport, then get an electric bike. Not only is it cheap to run an electric bike, but you also get your own privacy. You know, unlike public transport, you don't have to put up with people talking on their mobile phones, people coughing and spluttering because they're ill, people being antisocial. You know, with an electric bike, it is the ideal form of transport. I think for me to get to work on an electric bike, it costs about 20p to fully charge my battery. And my journey to work is, let me get it, it is to work and back work. It is a distance of 18 miles. So every morning or every evening, if I travel to work, it's 9 miles. If I travel back from work, it's 9 miles, a total 18 miles. So guys, yeah, I would highly recommend getting an electric bike if you've not done so yet. I've still got my old electric bike, it's at home, and I'll just use that for, you know, when I go wild camping. So that will basically carry my kit, because the bike's still got some life in it, but you know, it's not good enough to, I can't rely on it to take me to work and back. Hence why I bought this new electric bike. I have to say, guys, I absolutely love my morning commute to work. I'm not particularly fond of coming home or going to work when there's loads of traffic, but at the morning in this, when it's this is about 10 past 5, it is an excellent commute to work, even when it is raining. Now I think I may go quiet in a minute, because that guy on the bicycle in front of me, he'll probably think I'm a madman if I keep on talking to you. So if you can get him out of the way, then I'll continue my morning conversation with you guys. Again, we're still doing 18 miles an hour. Right guys, so this is the point of my commute where I go on to cruise control. I just let the bike take me down this long stretch of road. So we've put some distance between me and another cyclist, so I can still have a quick natter with you guys. Again, one of the many frustrations of being a YouTuber and a security officer is that my security job does not give me time to make as many YouTube videos as I really would like. I've actually been looking into getting some studio space, you know, where I could perhaps make some YouTube videos away from home. Not only that, but I've also been looking into transforming my own flat into a better studio for YouTube. But who knows, at the minute, you know, I'm putting some money in my bank account, and hopefully I will invest more in the YouTube side of things. It's good to see that my YouTube channel has made £102 this month, and the month has not yet closed. But yeah, that's cool. It's also good to see that I've picked up new subscribers. So guys, if you're watching this video and you've watched it this far, then welcome to the channel and thanks for subscribing. Now basically I work near Manchester Airport. I'm not going to tell you exactly where this I work, but I work near Manchester Airport, and what you're watching now is my morning commute. This is the journey I do every morning to go to work. Got a car right up my backside. Oh, it was a fan. So again, coming up to a traffic light, go into a lower gear, can speed up now, higher gear. There we go, now you're back on. Now we're in a place called Wythenshawe. This part of Wythenshawe is very bumpy on the roads. Even if you go on the cycle path, it's still very bumpy. Now as you can see, we're still maintaining a speed of 18 miles per hour. Now if I press this button, we can see we've got the voltage. Now I've got 46.9 volts. I started off with about 51 volts and currently it's dropped down to 46.7. If it drops to 40, then that means the battery's dead. But as you can see, I've got about, I would say, another 20-minute cycle to work and we're still above half the battery. If I stop, that battery will shoot up, the voltage will shoot up. So I reckon we've got about 48 volts left. And to be honest with you guys, I'm loving making this video. Let's see, anything coming? Nothing's coming, so we can go. There we go. Remember, I'm a bicycle. And bicycles bounce up curbs and sometimes go through red lights. Now this is my favourite part of the commute, this road. And then not only this road, but there's another road which is a private road, and I love going down it. I want to take my electric skateboard down these roads sometime because the roads are so smooth. Also, what we're doing this morning is we're testing out my Bob Love action camera, Bob Love body camera. So I know these traffic lights keep going. Now remember, I could go a lot faster, but I won't be going faster, because if I go faster I'll be using too much of my battery. That's the thing with electric bikes. The faster you go, the more battery you use. I guess it's the same with anything. Like the more powerful your light, the more battery you're going to use. So I'm trying to think, what is this bike? I forget what it is. This bike is a Decathlon Rockrider something, full suspension. I've just had somebody is smoking cannabis, because I have just had a massive hit of cannabis. Right, I can see that there's a police parked up here, so hopefully they're not going to say anything about my electric bike. There we go. Because technically, well, no, it's all fine. Right, anyway, you know what I mean, guys. You know, some people can be like, just moan about anything. Okay, so we're coming up to my favourite part of the route. We're coming on to a private road, and again, this is another part of the journey where I just go into cruise control. So I press this button down for 2 seconds. Now I'm in cruise control. All I have to do is sit back, relax and enjoy the journey. Now this is the road I'm talking about. This is where I want to bring my electric skateboard. That pathway there on the right hand side will be absolutely awesome for the electric skateboard. Now I don't know if you can see, but over there on the left is basically Manchester Airport. We are now shooting around the outskirts of Manchester Airport. So it's actually called Manchester Business Park, Airport City. That full moon is awesome. Well, winter is starting to bite. How do I know that? Because my feet are starting to feel cold. Okay, nothing coming, let's go. I remember I used to work for another security company when I was about 20 years old, and it was called the Shield Garden Company. They no longer exist, but basically the building that's coming up on the right hand side, we used to look after that property, and yeah, inside that building is stunning. The reception area is just absolutely amazing. But it's that building there, if you can see, then it's that building we can see in the distance. Now this is the part of the commute where some of these drivers can be idiots. So just have to see what frame of mind they're in. Okay. Again, drop it down a gear, ease up. The thing is about having this electric bike, because it's, oh here we go, because it's 42 volts, look at how quickly I've just took off. You see that? The car has not even passed me yet. Look, there's the car now, the car's just passed me. That's how fast these electric bikes are. I even spoke to the guy who built this bike, and we did speak about both of us making a YouTube video together, so we'll see how that goes. Okay. So this is the part of my daily commute which I don't like. This part of the airport is very, very bumpy. Very bumpy here. An only good thing is basically when I had my old bike was a hardtail, so I didn't have full suspension. But with this bike, it's full suspension, so it does make the journey a lot less, so it does make the journey a lot more comfortable. Whereas on my old bike, this journey was a bit of a nightmare, bone shaker. Right, I'm gonna go quiet now, people. There's people coming towards me. Now this is the part. Oops. Yes, thank you. Right guys, I don't know if you've seen that, but what was that about? You know what I mean? That's what I call group mentality. What you just seen then with them three guys is what I call group mentality. It's basically they play games and they don't want to let you past. You know what I mean? It's a bit like my group's bigger than you and we're going to control what you've done. But as you can see, in the end, the group moved up into the middle. So they gave me a gap in the middle. Why couldn't they just all have stood to one side? Again, I call that kind of behaviour group mentality. Now this section of my daily commute, I've got to always look out for walkers and people on bicycles, because this cycleway is also a footpath, and yeah, they can just come around the corner and smash into you. Now this is interesting in a minute. There's basically like a speed thing up here that measures your speed, and I like to compare it against my speedometer. So 1 second, let's see if we can see it. But if a car comes behind me, then we can't use it, it's not accurate. Okay, so here we go. So mine's currently saying 17, 16, so that's a 16. So the laser one then said 16 and mine said 17. So they're not that far off, are they? Right gentlemen, I am now going to finish this video because I'm nearly at work. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon.